Hi everyone, Kenzie Benali here, and we're back again for another big Saints quiz, testing your knowledge on all things Saints. First and foremost, how are you? Hope you're keeping well, safe and happy and busy, of course. We're here to put a smile on your faces and to give you a little welcome distraction from everything that's going on with our quiz. Maybe you joined in last time. If you did, how did you get on? And what score did you get? Maybe you want to better it this time. But if you're new, this is your first time, don't worry, you're going to love it. This is how it's going to work. Okay, Saints fans, get those pen and papers at the ready because we've got 4 rounds coming your way all about Southampton Football Club. The first round is Name the Starting 11. We've picked a match from Southampton's history and all you need to do is tell us the 11 players that started in that game. Round 2, Cup finalists. Now this is a test of your knowledge of players who have featured for Saints in a Cup final. Round 3, that's our puzzle round. I'll tell you more about that when we get to it. And round 4 is our Saints general knowledge round. We've got 15 questions and that could be on absolutely anything. Then I'm going to give you the answers at the end of the quiz, giving you a total score out of 40. Now, as always, absolutely no cheating, no Googling your answers, and make sure you're not putting your answers in the comments. We want everyone to have a fair go at this quiz. If you do want to hide the comments though, you can click on hide comments, and if you're watching on Twitter, if you select the icon in the bottom right hand corner, select theatre mode, and that should hide the comments as well. Right, I'm ready to go. Are you guys? Let's get started. Round 1, we want you to name the starting 11 from a past Southampton match. And this week, it's a pretty recent one. All you need to do is tell us the 11 players that started for Southampton in their match against Swansea City on Tuesday, the 8th of May, 2018. It was the match that Saints won 1-0 at the Liberty Stadium, 3 vital points to stay in the Premier League. It was a dramatic evening, but can you name the 11 players that started that match? Now you can have these players in absolutely any order, no positions needed. We just need the names of the 11 players who started this match. Now the clock's ticking, guys, so make sure you start getting pen to paper. We'll be moving on to round 2 in less than 5 minutes. So let's get started. Okay, everyone, this is your 2-minute warning. How are you getting on? If you've just joined the quiz, not a problem. We're still on round one. All we've asked is, can you name the starting 11 for our match when we took on Swansea City on Tuesday, the 8th of May, back in 2018? It certainly was a crucial game, but can you remember the 11 players that started in that match? Now, you can have them in any order. We don't need any specific positions. We just need the names of the starting 11. The clock's ticking. Okay, that's it for round one. If you're missing anyone, it doesn't matter. You can come back and fill them in later on. For now, though, it's time to move on to round two. Round two. This round is all about cup finalists. Specifically, we're testing your knowledge of players who have played for the Saints in a cup final. So this is how this round is going to work. I'm about to reveal the names of 18 Saints players, past and present. 9 of them have played for Saints in a cup final. The other 9 haven't. Now it's your job to identify which are the 9 players who have played for Southampton in a cup final. Here they come. 18 names on your screens now, but which 9 of them have played for Saints in a cup final? Let's go through the list, shall we? Wayne Bridge, Morgan Schneidlin, Richard Chaplow, Matt Targett, Marion Pahars, Graham Lasso, Virgil van Dijk, Stephen Davis, Dan Harding, Sadio Mane, Jose Font, Jay Rodriguez, Paul Jones, David Connolly, James Beattie, Matt Oakley, Pierre Højbjerg, and Gulli de Prado. Now, 9 of them have played in a cup final for Saints. 9 of them haven't. It's your job to tell us who are the 9 players that have played in a cup final for Southampton. The clock is counting down now, guys, so get down those 9 names. Okay, this is another 2-minute countdown. Have you got your 9? Remember, we are looking for 9 players to have represented the Saints in a cup final. The clock's ticking, so make sure you get pen to paper and pop down your 9 names. We'll be moving on shortly. Okay, that's it, Saints fans. Time's up. If you haven't got your 9, make a guess. We'll be bringing you the answers at the end of the quiz. Now we're moving on to round 3, and this is our puzzle round. Last time out, we had anagrams, but this time we've gone for something slightly different. Let's reveal the puzzle. So here you go, a Saints word search. All you need to do is find the 5 Southampton players to have scored more than 30 goals for the Saints. Now their names could appear horizontally, vertically or diagonally, but be careful because there's some players in there that didn't score 30 goals. So don't be fooled. We're looking for the 5 players to have scored more than 30 goals for Southampton. Now you can only write down 5 names. There's no points for an incorrect answer. We're putting 5 minutes on the clock for this one. And to reiterate, you can only choose 5 players. Time to get searching. 2 minutes to go on our word search now, and remember, we're looking for the name of 5 Saints players to have scored more than 30 goals for Southampton. Now, these names could appear horizontally, vertically, or diagonally, and maybe you found 7 or 8 names in our puzzle. That's great, but you're only allowed to choose 5 names for your final answers. Now, you're looking for the ones to have scored more than 30 goals for Southampton. So take a look at your list. Are you confident you have 5 players who scored more than 30 goals? Well, if not, you might be missing one and need to keep searching. Okay, time's up. Do you have your 5 names written down? Well, I hope so, because we're about to move on to round 4. Round 4, here comes 15 general knowledge questions all about Southampton Football Club. Let's get started. Question 1, take a look at this picture and tell us, who is this? Who do you think this is? Question 2, take a look at this video and answer the question that follows.
Lallana, cushioned header forward. Saints are breaking now. Osvaldo down the left. Company's recovering. Good first touch from Osvaldo. Nips it inside Company. Back outside him. Into the box. Still going down the left. Curls it! What a fantastic strike by Danny Osvaldo!
Okay, that was Danny Osvaldo scoring against Manchester City. Now, Danny Osvaldo scored 3 times for the Saints. Aside from Manchester City, can you name one of the other 2 clubs that he scored against? So Danny Osvaldo scored 3 times for the Saints. We've just seen one of those goals against Manchester City, but can you name either one of the other clubs he scored against? Question 3. Former Southampton manager Alan Pardew joined the Saints in July 2009. But which club did he manage prior to joining Saints from December 2006 to November 2008? Former Southampton manager Alan Pardew joined the Saints in July 2009. But which club did he manage prior to joining the Saints from December 2006 to November 2008? Question 4, this is a career path question. We're going to show you the career path of a former Southampton player, and all you need to do is identify who that player is. So this player started at Grimsby in 1997. He then went to Crystal Palace, then came to Southampton, left for Carlisle, and later joined Exeter, where he retired in 2017. But who is he? So this player started at Grimsby in 1997. He then went to Crystal Palace, then came to Southampton, left for Carlisle, and later joined Exeter, where he retired in 2017. But The question is, who is he? Question 5. Now this is a what happens next question. So we're going to show you a clip and all you need to do is tell us what happens next.
Must be one of the shortest men on the pitch, Dave. He's been excellent defensively. And then it's sent forward by Southampton, and they get criticised for the hoof ball by the Stoke fans, ironically. And Butland's lost it outside of his penalty area. Suddenly Redmond looks up.
So what happens next? Well, there are 4 possible answers. A, the ball goes in. B, the ball hits the crossbar. C, Jack Butland makes a save. Or D, the ball goes wide, Jack Butland collides with the post. So we asked you to tell us what happened next. You've got 4 possible answers here. A, the ball goes in. B, the ball hits the crossbar. C, Jack Butland makes a save. Or finally D, the ball goes wide, Jack Butland collides with the post. Question 6. Danny Ings has scored a brace twice this season. Once was against Aston Villa at Villa Park, but against which other team did he bag a brace this season? Danny Ings has scored a brace twice this season. Once was against Aston Villa at Villa Park, but can you tell us against which team did he bag the other brace this season? Question 7, it's another picture question. Simply all you need to do is take a look and tell us, who is this? Who is this player? Question 8. Who scored Southampton's first goal of the 2014-2015 season in the opening game of the season against Liverpool at Anfield? The question is, who scored the first goal of the 2014-2015 season in the opening game against Liverpool at Anfield? Question 9. Former Saint Chris Marsden finished his career by making 18 appearances for which other English club in the 2004-2005 season? Chris Marsden finished his career by making 18 appearances at which other English club in the 2004-2005 season? Question 10. Former Southampton manager Claude Puel spent his entire playing career at which French club, making over 600 appearances? The question is, former Saints manager Claude Puel spent his entire playing career at which French club, making over 600 appearances? Question 11. Southampton and Brighton were promoted automatically from League One in 2011, but which club was promoted through the playoffs that season? Southampton and Brighton were promoted automatically from League One in 2011, but which club went up through the playoffs that season? Question 12, and it's another career paths question. So this player started off in Southampton's youth team in 1984, but left without making an appearance. He then went to Wimbledon, then Chelsea, Leicester, Millwall, then came back to Southampton, where he did make some appearances before joining Coventry and retiring in 2006. So this player started off in Southampton's youth team in 1984, left without making an appearance. He then went to Wimbledon, then Chelsea, Leicester, Millwall, then back to Southampton, where he did make some appearances before joining Coventry and retiring in 2006. Who is this player? Question 13. Danny Higginbotham made over 100 appearances for Southampton after joining the Saints from which other club? Danny Higginbotham made over 100 appearances for the Saints after joining from which other club? Question 14. Which England legend made his final appearance in football against Southampton before retiring in May 2013? Which England legend made his final appearance in football against Southampton before retiring in May 2013? And finally, question 15, and it's a simple one. Who was the last player to score for Southampton? Yes, we should all remember this one. Who was the last player to score for the Saints? Okay, that's it. That's the end of our quiz. I'm going to give you 1 minute to look over all of your answers, make any last minute changes if you need to, and I'll be bringing you all of the answers in 60 seconds time. Right, that's it. Time's up, pens down, no changing any answers now. How did you get on? Hope you found it okay. Well, here come the answers. Round 1. I asked you to name the 11 players that started in Southampton's crunch match against Swansea in May 2018. It was a hugely important game, both teams needing those 3 points to secure Premier League survival. But can you remember the 11 Saints players that started in that game? Well, here come the correct answers. So it was Alex McCarthy in goal. Then the back three of Jack Stevens, Wesley Hoot and Jan Bednarek. The wing backs were Cedric and Ryan Bertrand. Then the holding midfielders were Pierre Højbjerg and Oriol Romeu. In front of them was Nathan Redmond and Dusan Tadic, whilst Charlie Austin started up front. Did you remember that Manolo Gabbiadini came off the bench to score that night? He wasn't in the starting lineup though. Did you get the 11 names correct? You get 1 point for each correct answer. Well done if you got them all right. Okay, on to round 2. And I gave you the name of 18 Southampton players, past and present. And all you needed to do was tell me the 9 players that had appeared for Saints in a cup final. Well, here are those 18 names. All of them played for Southampton, but which have played for Saints in a cup final? Well, let's give you the correct answers. Here you go. Wayne Bridge, Stephen Davis, Dan Harding, Jose Font, Jay Rodriguez, Paul Jones, David Connolly, James Beattie and Matt Oakley all played in cup finals for Southampton. Of those who didn't, well, Morgan Schneiderlin travelled to Wembley for the JPT final, but he wasn't in the squad. Matt Targett and Virgil van Dijk were both injured for the EFL Cup final, so they didn't play. Pierre Højbjerg was on the bench for that match, but didn't make it onto the pitch. Marianne Pahars was out injured for most of 2003 and missed the FA Cup final. Richard Chaplow, Graham Lasso, Sadio Mane and Guli De Prado, well, none of them played for Saints at a time when the club reached a cup final. So 9 points up for grabs there, 1 point for each correct answer. A big well done if you got those right. Round 3 was our word search round. Was this a nasty one or did you find this all right? Remember, we were looking for 5 Southampton names there, but we did have some players in there to trip you up as well. So you should have only written 5 names down. If you picked out Matt Le Tissier, James Beattie, Marianne Pahars, Kevin Keegan, and Shane Long, then give yourself a point for each because they are the correct 5 answers. If you spotted Ward-Prowse, Oakley, Punchin, Bell, Shaw, Austin, Sermon, Mane, or Tadic, well, they clearly did play for Southampton, but they didn't score 30 or more goals. So they are the wrong answers and you get 0 points if you picked any of those. Great work if you got all 5 correct answers here. Moving on to our final round then. 15 questions all about Southampton. Here come the answers. Question 1. I told you to take a look at this picture and tell us who is this. Well, the correct answer is Florin Gardos. Florin played 18 times for Southampton, but his time at the Saints was marred by injury. Well done if you got that point. Question 2. We showed you a video of Dani Osvaldo scoring against Manchester City and asked you to name either one of the other clubs he scored against. Now, you could have had either one of 2 answers here, Crystal Palace or Aston Villa. Dani scored his first goal against Crystal Palace and followed it up with his second goal against Aston Villa. That was just 4 days before his memorable strike against Manchester City, so you needed Crystal Palace or Aston Villa for the point here. Question 3. Former Southampton manager Alan Pardew joined the Saints in July 2009. But I asked you, which club did he manage from December 2006 to November 2008 prior to joining the Saints? Well, the correct answer here was Charlton Athletic. Alan Pardew managed the Addicts for nearly 2 years before leaving the Valley in November 2008. So that's 1 point if you got the correct answer there. Question 4, and this was a career paths question. So this player started at Grimsby in 1997. He then went to Crystal Palace, then came to Southampton. He left for Carlisle and later joined Exeter, where he retired in 2017. But we asked you, who is he? The correct answer is Danny Butterfield. Danny played over 50 times for Southampton, helping us to back-to-back promotions in 2011 and 2012. Well done if you got that one right. Question 5 was a what happened next question, and we gave you 4 possible options which are all on your screen now. So let's play the clip and find out what did happen next.
Must be one of the shortest men on the pitch, Dave. He's been excellent defensively. And then it's sent forward by Southampton, and they get criticised for the hoof ball by the Stoke fans, ironically. And Butland's lost it outside of his penalty area. Suddenly Redmond looks up, tries to shoot the goalkeeper. Oh, it's the crossbar!
So the correct answer was B, the ball hit the crossbar. This was from our match against Stoke City in 2017. Great work if you got a point here. Question 6. Danny Ings has scored a brace twice this season. One was against Aston Villa at Villa Park, but we asked you, against which team did he score the other brace this season? The answer was, of course, Portsmouth. Danny scored twice at Fratton Park in our 4-0 win back in September. And just to let you know, you can watch the whole of that game this Wednesday night on southamptonfc.com. Coverage starts at 7:30 p.m. Question 7, and it's another picture question. I asked you to tell us, who is this Southampton player? Well, the answer is John Otsemabor. John played 19 times for Southampton in the 2009-2010 season. Well done if you've got a point here. Question 8. Who scored Southampton's first goal of the 2014-2015 season in the opening game against Liverpool at Anfield? Well, the correct answer was, of course, Nathaniel Clyne. Let's take a look.
Growing in confidence, Southampton, edge of the box, lovely back heel, Clyne in the area, equalises for Southampton. Fantastic strike, Dusan Tadic's back heel undid Liverpool.
Well, well done if you got that one right, but we're moving on to question 9 now. Former Saint Chris Marsden finished his career by making 18 appearances at which other English club during the 2004-2005 season? The correct answer here was Sheffield Wednesday. Now, this was a tough one, but after making 150 appearances for Saints, Chris went on to play briefly in South Korea before coming back and making 18 appearances for his boyhood club, Sheffield Wednesday. A big well done if you got that one right. Question 10. Former Southampton manager Claude Puel spent his entire playing career at which French club, making over 600 appearances? The correct answer here was Monaco. Congratulations if you got that one right. Question 11. Southampton and Brighton were promoted automatically from League One in 2011, but we asked you which other club was promoted through the playoffs that season. The correct answer here was Peterborough United. It was, of course, a fierce battle for promotion through the Championship, but after Saints and Brighton did it automatically, Peterborough came up through the playoffs. Question 12, and it's another careers path question. So this player started off in Southampton's youth team in 1984, but left without making an appearance. He then went to Wimbledon, then Chelsea, Leicester, Millwall, then came back to Southampton, where he did make some appearances before joining Coventry and retiring in 2006. The correct answer was Dennis Wise, better known for making over 450 appearances for Chelsea. Dennis Wise made just 12 for Southampton, but he'd get you the point here. Question 13. Danny Higginbotham made over 100 appearances for Southampton after joining the Saints from which club? The correct answer here was Derby County. Danny spent 3 years at the Saints from 2003 to 2006. Well done if you got that one right. Question 14. Which England legend made his final appearance in football against Southampton before retiring in May 2013? The correct answer is Michael Owen. He scored 40 goals in 89 appearances for England, and he ended his playing career at Stoke. He only played for them 9 times though, the last of which came against Southampton in May 2013. Well done if you got that one right. And finally, question 15, and it's a simple one. I asked you who was the last player to score a goal for Southampton. Well, it was, of course, Michael Obafemi, nearly 2 months ago now. That goal came against West Ham at the London Stadium. So that is the end of our quiz. How did you do? Did round 4 trip you up? Were you a whiz in our word search? Well, let us know how you got on in the comments below. Now, don't forget to tune in to our Saints Rewind on Wednesday night, because we're going to be reliving our fantastic 4-0 win against Portsmouth earlier in this season. You can catch that game in full at southamptonfc.com. You don't want to miss it. But that's it from us here, though. Thanks for playing along. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.